Bidet vent field. It was discovered in 2016 by ROV Sebastian. We're looking for black smoke or chimneys. Currently, we are a little bit off track from our waypoint, so it's going to be a while before we go back the other direction. 12 to 4 will keep you entertained in the meantime.
Yeah, do you want to maybe, we have our interloper here, Bill, maybe, who's been on shift since we got on bottom. What has happened to get here?
Yeah,
and then,
quick recap. Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah, so pretty
last
much
time,
as soon as the ROV got to the bottom, the ship's dynamic positioning system failed, and it started drifting. I think for a while all it could do was keep its heading, and we were drifting down current away from where we wanted to be, and since then they've been working to fix the problem, but it's been a difficult fix. So yeah, we've drifted way down current away from our starting position.
I think it's probably, and we could be correct, there's not any danger to the vessel, the people, the ROVs.
Right. We'll be able to resolve it.
It's just taking some time.
Yeah.
We're
the bottom's very flat in this area, so that's good. It's benign. We've been able to stay on the bottom with the ROV. Everything's working. It's just
okay.
We have to go where the ship goes because we're attached. So we're just having to be patient about getting the ship's positioning system back online.
Yeah. So it's unanticipated, but these things happen, and this is why you bring engineers and people that know how to fix things, and the vessel is very capable of taking the time it needs to get the stuff fixed, and then I'm pretty confident we'll be underway figuring out doing the rest of this dive here. Hopefully not before too long, but unknown.
Yeah, and it's also a reminder that you have to stay very flexible and adaptable at sea because things can go wrong and you have to work around your problems. So yeah.
Yep. And in the meantime, we're getting some seafloor observations of a area we wouldn't have gone to. So you never know what we could run across. We're not going to stop and pick anything up, but we get some good video.
Hello? Hey, Jeff or Bill, what is a DPS and why is it important?
It would be DP. DP stands for dynamic positioning. That's basically the computer-controlled positioning that the ship uses to stay basically stationary when the ROV is on the bottom, because we need that in order for the ROV to be able to operate without being pulled around.
Yeah, and that's made possible by the Z drive, or the other, probably the bow thruster. The vessel needs to have not just the maneuverability or thruster from the prop, that you have this other system that can kind of do push water around in like a 360 direction that keeps the boat stationary, or it moves it where you want to go. So you can say move west at this heading, and the boat won't change heading, and it'll just move that way. And so the dynamic positioning part is heavily reliant on a computer control system to monitor all the motion and know how to put the thrusters in the right position to keep the boat stable.
Let me know when you want me to turn around.
So wind and currents all get factored in.
Yeah, once they get back.
It's a pretty amazing system. You know, DP was one of those we've talked over the last few days about
then I'll
GPS
wait until then. Just
and USBLs and multi-beams. Well, dynamic positioning system is another one of those technologies that really opened up deep sea exploration, where you didn't have to just drift by something. You could literally stay on station with a ROV in the water and not worry about getting blown away
Or constantly
or
pulled
nulling
away
away.
and having
Yeah.
to go back and pulled away. And yeah, because if the officers on the bridge were trying to do it manually, it would be a lot more difficult, and the ship would be moving a lot more. Yeah, so with dynamic positioning, you're really able to kind of park the ship where you want it, and move. When you move, you can do it in very controlled ways. So that really helps.
Yeah, and I learned this back at a job I worked at, that DP, there's varying ratings, like a Coast Guard rated DP, which has a certain number of like parameters or conditions that it can hold in. There's also a lower tier system called just vessel keeping, which you might not have a Z drive, but the vessel can dynamically kind of use its prop to keep in position. And the DP, it's for safety, if you're doing marine construction or building stuff on the seafloor with an ROV, there are safety ratings where you need to know that the boat is not going to move.
Yeah.
So they have those certifications on the systems. I learned this because I called something a DP and was quickly corrected. This is not a certified DP system. It's like, don't put that in the report.
Oh,
Like,
and what was it?
it was
Vessel
a
keeping?
vessel keeping system.
Which is not as precise?
It's not as robust, I think, is like it doesn't have the redundant systems and fail safes, and there's also some things where you need the bridge to have another viewpoint to control the vessel, like a secondary control station that's dedicated to see the other side of the boat if you need to DP on behind you or something. There's a bunch of regulations on what a certified DP system is.
Thank you for that explanation, because I had no idea.
Yeah. Dynamic positioning, which is apt for 12 to 4, because we're a very dynamic group. I have no idea how, but
Nice,
I know we're
nice.
dynamic.
Hey, we come from all kinds of experiences and
Yes.
ranges of expertise.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's cool to put them all together.
So can we do some introductions? Maybe today we'll start with the interlopers.
Oh, interlopers with an S.
Okay. Interloper number 1 is me, Bill Chadwick. I'm from Oregon State University. I'm a geologist, and I was on the expedition that discovered this vent site, so I'm looking forward to having another look at it. As far as I know, no one else has been here in the last 9 years when we discovered it back in 2016, so it'll be interesting to see how it looks.
Hi. Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Hi, it's Jamie Zachariah. I'm comms lead. I'm just hanging out today.
Interloper number 2.
Half a day, I'm Shannon Celine. I'm the Science Communication Fellow on this ship. I am a teacher at Guam Department of Education at DL Perez Elementary School. Go Fanihis. I haven't done that yet.
Oh, nice.
And I am on the 12 to 4.
You are. Okay, Jeff Beeson, Oregon State University, Assistant Professor, Marine Geology. Work with Bill at Hatfield Marine Science Center and in the College of Earth, Ocean, and Atmospheric Sciences. This is my first time here, but really excited to see the half-a-day vid site.
I'm Sierra Landreth. I'm one of the scientists aboard. I'm a graduate student at Florida State University studying benthic megafauna like coral and sponges. And I'm glad that y'all are with us today to explore on this lovely 12 to 4.
Oh yeah, we're 12 to 4.
12 to 4.
I'm Evie Allison. I'm a master's student at the University of Rhode Island's Graduate School of Oceanography. I study volcanic rocks, and I am the data logger on the 12 to 4.
Huzzah.
So, front row if you're ready.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Isabella Monaco. I am one of the ROV navigators on Expedition NA-171. I am a contractor with Ocean Exploration Trust. Happy to be here.
Michael Hannaford, I'm the Herc pilot for NA-171, and also happy to be here.
I'm Annabelle. I'm the Atalanta pilot for NA-171, and I'm really happy to be here.
Wait, where are you from?
I'm from St. John's, Newfoundland.
I was trying to get a go Beeves out of Annabelle.
I mean, go
Oh,
Bees.
there we go.
Like,
I'm sure that will be in the chat in the next couple of seconds.
Oregon State University, there's
Oregon
3
State
in the same
University,
room.
yeah.
Three beavers in one
Yeah,
room. This
this
is
Oh, wow.
unprecedented.
what will we do?
And I'm Marin. I'm the video engineer intern for this watch and this leg. I'm a student at Florida State College of Motion Picture Arts.
Go Knowles.
Go Knowles. Yeah, we got 2 of them in here, so
Oh, wow. We,
yeah.
tight.
2 Knowles.
Yeah.
Bella the mascots.
Yeah.
For the first
Hey,
time, I
Annabelle,
got
bring
my
your heading
finihi
around.
out.
And the finini.
Yeah.
Anyone know what a finihi
I
is?
don't.
I want to know.
You want to know?
I do.
Finihi is an indigenous fruit bat from the island of Guam.
Nice.
cool.
I like it.
So we're home of the finihis.
Cool.
And what kind of fruit do they like?
They eat a lot of different red berries,
Ooh.
and they actually don't eat them. They're very much like some of our animals at the bottom. They actually suck them in and leach out the nutrients and spit it out.
So they're little like vampires?
To fruit?
Seems like they're...
Not really.
Well, they're taking the juice out of the fruit. They're
it
not eating.
doesn't
Okay,
involve blood,
Isabella,
though.
you can get them going at a knot now, if you like.
They're fruit bats.
Do all fruit bats not eat the fruit? They just kind of
That I don't know.
suck the juices out of the berries?
I don't know.
This is amazing. I didn't know
well,
this.
most-
Back row,
most-
just so you know, we're starting to come up and tow back now.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
good deal.
Oh. So we are potentially coming off bottom. We are off bottom. That's why we don't see the seafloor anymore. And turning the vessel around to start taking us back over to waypoint 1.
Heading back in the right direction. Hooray.
I do think
All right, I have a
most
text
bats-
message from someone,
Ooh,
a little guy named Liam,
Oh.
watching at home. Hi.
Oh.
You be good for mom. And eat your pizza. Yeah, somebody
Annabelle,
got pizza
you-
tonight.
If you have auto heading on, take it off, will you?
I think the vessel might be working again.
Yay.
Yes.
A happy Bill.
So I've just had a report from someone on the boat that we need to shout out to our ship's engineers. They have been working on fixing our pumps for the last couple of hours. And that's a really hard job to do. And we all have to give a shout out to them.
Shout out.
Shout out. Woohoo!
Making the
Thank
boat
you
work.
so much.
Big
Yes.
thank you.
Keeping
Thank
us
you.
safe.
Shout out.
Able to do the mission. It sounded like pretty challenging conditions. Hot,
Yeah. Probably
oil.
stinky too. Not as much as your major bottles, but
No, that's a good smell. We like the major bottles to not, but that's not good for them. And if anyone out there, if you see an engineer in your life, also say thanks to them because they make things work.
So to move back to our starting point as fast as possible, we're going to have the ship move at a speed faster than we usually go, and to make that happen, we're coming off the bottom and basically being towed back over there. So that's why we won't be seeing the bottom for while we're transiting back. And yeah, so just to let you know about that.
for those of you that watched us the other day, it's very similar. We just come off, let the boat tow us, and then get back on course.
Yeah, that way we can minimize the time it takes to get back where we want to be.
Someone on the chat says, victory dance for the boat crew.
Yes, victory
That's a
dance
good way
is
to
right.
put it.
Add it to the list of times we owe them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Bill, were you part of the expedition that mapped this with the AUV?
Yeah, so we had two back-to-back, well, separated by a year, but expeditions, one in 2015, the next in 2016, both on the RV Falcor. So the first year was, so the whole purpose of the program was exploring the southern half of the Mariana back arc for new hydrothermal vents because it had never been done systematically. So the first cruise, we had a CTD, which is a instrument package. CTD stands for conductivity, temperature, depth, and there's a whole bunch of other sensors on there too, chemical sensors. It can take water samples. It's an instrument package that's lowered on a cable from the ship, and you can tow it up and down as the ship is moving forward, and that way you're kind of sampling the water column above the seafloor. And so we were looking for hydrothermal plumes, so the effluent of the vents that rises up into the water column. So we were looking for, where there's a plume, there's a vent on the seafloor, basically. So, but the plumes are easier to find than searching the seafloor everywhere. So we were doing that, and then we also had the autonomous underwater vehicle Sentry on board to do high-resolution bathymetric mapping in the places where we did find plumes. So, and with the idea that that would really help us explore those areas in more detail when we came back the next year with an ROV, because it really helps to have a high-resolution map of when you're exploring a site for the first time. So that was a very successful strategy. So we came back the second year with the Sebastian ROV on the Falcor. That was the first time. It was a brand new ROV, first time it had ever been used, and it worked great right out of the box. And yeah, this was one of the vent sites that we discovered. So we made some ROV dives here in 2016, and this was probably the most spectacular site that we found. So anxious to return to it and see how it's doing in the 9 years since we were last here.
And for clarification, or just make a note on this, this site is not included inside of the monument
That's correct,
because it was found afterward.
It's right. Yeah, it was found after the monument was established in 2009.
Right.
This was discovered in 2016. Right.
I think I heard you on the chat earlier, Bill, that and you said it briefly here, that it was the first science expedition on the Falcor.
With Sebastian.
With Sebastian.
So it was the first science dives by ROV Sebastian.
Nice.
That's awesome. So what do you imagine? Do you think it's going to be quite changed from original, from all the new chimneys, or do you think it'll be kind of similar?
Bill, I know what Bill should say.
Predictions.
And what he wants it to be.
Yeah, what I want it to be is the same.
Okay.
Because it was pretty awesome before. Yeah, Verena and I were kind of on opposite ends of the spectrum. She didn't want to count her chickens before they hatched, so didn't want to promise anything. Who knows what we're going to find? Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to predict. Some black smoker high temperature hydrothermal vents are very stable in time, like in the Northeast Pacific offshore Washington. There's a segment of the Juan de Fuca Ridge called the Endeavor segment has spectacular hydrothermal vents, big black smokers, and that site's been very stable for a long time. But you know, the black smoker vents are removing a lot of heat from the crust, and you know, eventually it would remove all the heat and they would die down and go away. But we don't, you know, we don't really know what the heat supply is underground, how stable it is, how big it is, how long this site's been going, if it's stable or unstable. So, you know, only one visit, we don't really know any of that.
You know, one way I believe to evaluate the depth and temperature source would be to get some fluid samples. We probably should get some fluid samples with the majors.
We should.
How many majors do you have on board this time?
Well, funny you should ask. We have 2 major sample bottles on board Hercules right now, and they are armed, or the springs have been compressed and ready to pull on the piston and suck in some vent fluid, hopefully from the black smokers, if we find them.
So can you explain to everyone what the bottles are?
Yeah, so we call them major sample bottles. They are made of titanium, and that's partly because they need to be able to handle being roughed around a bit by the manipulator arm, or if they're getting run into rocks, or you want really strong stuff when you go on an ROV.
And a metal that won't corrode.
And a metal that won't corrode, that lasts a long time.
Yep.
They have a spout or a snorkel attached to an inlet valve that feeds into a 750 milliliter, or you could think of like a wine bottle amount of liquid, can fit inside the major sample bottle. And there's a little trigger that, in this case, the Hercules uses its other arm that's free when it's holding the major sample bottle, and it pushes in on the trigger, which releases this spring that was compressed and locked in with a pin, and it uncompresses the spring, pulls the piston, and sucks in the water into that 750 milliliter bottle. And then there's a smaller spring that pushes a valve closed that locks the water in. And then it can go back in its little case, or its holder, the holster on the ROV porch, and then when we recover, there are those little sample tools and attach some nylon tubing to an outlet valve, and move them into preservation bottles and sample bottles for analysis of the metals, ions, compounds that are dissolved in the water. And then we can also measure the pH, or the acidity, or how basic the fluid is too.
Where are these going to?
Well, they are scheduled to go to the Pacific Marine Environmental Lab in Seattle, to the Dave Butterfield lab, who does fluid chemistry, who also was on the 2016 sampling for this. So he has fluid samples from 9 years ago that we're hoping to get reproducible or repeatable samples to see if anything's changed and to monitor this site.
Now, unlike some of the other vent fields that we've been to, will it seem like this will have any different changes in depths and temperatures, or do we think that this will be pretty consistent? Some of the ones that we went to, we had remapped and there had been changes. Do we expect that on this one?
I'll reiterate what I heard from Bill. We don't know. He
Okay.
wants it to be the same. Verena is hedging that it could be different. We've only been to this one once, so there's not a time series of observations that say, oh, it's been the same for 10 years, so 9 years, would you expect different? So this is our second time visiting, second time people have visited this site, and there's an element of unknown of how it's changed in 9 years. I think Bill is, if he had to bet, it's going to be the same.
Yeah, just because in general, black smoker systems are more stable than the vent systems that we see on the volcanic arc, where, you know, the volcanoes of the volcanic arc are more active more frequently. So the whole environment's more stable and it's more shallow. The water circulation that feeds the seafloor hot springs is just more variable, and where you have black smoker vents that, you know, the water's getting so hot, that means that the seawater is circulating really deep in the crust, and it has to be a very kind of stable, efficient circulation to keep the water that hot where it's coming out of the seafloor. So that all sort of implies a really stable circulation cell or whatever. So yeah, for those reasons, it's probably more likely that it's just going to be chugging along like it was before, but the we won't really know till we get there.
Is this your most anticipated dive of this expedition?
Oh, there's a lot of sites that have been anxious to get back to. IE was certainly one, and that was super exciting.
That came through.
Yeah.
Yes, that was spectacular.
Daikoku was is a pretty special place too. This one is pretty special, and we've got a couple of special ones coming up between now and the end of the cruise too. So it's I thought yesterday's dive was pretty fun too, because the place we had never been before, didn't really know what to expect. Really different environment, shallow coral reef environment, and boy, it was spectacular. So kind of fun to be surprised in a exciting way like that. We're certainly visiting a wide variety of sites on this cruise, which is also fun. Everything from the arc, the back arc, the remnant arc, areas of different depths and different settings. But yeah, this is, yeah, just looking forward to getting back there and seeing if it looks similar to last time or changed or somewhere in between.
Sierra, I know that this is a lot of a geology dive, but Do you think near the back smokers or anywhere in there that will have a lot of biology or corals?
Corals, it's hard to say. We've been seeing a couple of like primnoids and bamboos kind of in this area that we've been in over here, but it's been kind of further away from the vents.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect
They
to
generally
see,
don't like hydrothermal
yeah,
vents. So.
they're pretty not sensitive. They're kind of sensitive, I would say, but I can't imagine they would be very fond of all of the elements and stuff coming out of the vents and the vent system in general. But
Right.
we'll start seeing those specialized vent species. We kind of saw some earlier in this expedition, like squat lobsters and tube worms, clams. Those are kind of good indicators. Shrimp. I think Verena had talked earlier about how while the diversity of the vents may be low, the abundances are pretty high.
Right.
So I could see a lot of specialized species in this area, but a lot of it would be the same species, which it could be different from the ones we saw earlier, which is kind of cool. They could look alike, but still be individual different species. We just don't know yet until we get a good, sample of morphology or genetics from them. But kind of the same groups, we would imagine.
When we were here
in
2016, yeah, so these, the first site we're going to visit is a big black smoker chimney, and, so there's warm water coming up all over the outside of it, and pretty much the whole chimney's covered with animals. So last time we saw lots of shrimp, lots of snails, lots of limpets, crabs.
That was going to be my next question. Is this one that where you find shrimp and squatties, you're in the right location? Just follow the shrimp?
Yeah, I mean, so we're heading to this chimney that we know where it is, and the area is very flat except for these giant chimneys sticking up, so it'll be relatively easy to find because we'll be able to see it on the ROV sonar once we get close enough. So we won't have to rely on looking at the animals on the seafloor to find our way. We know exactly where we're going. Yeah, and but I think some of the animals are small, so I think one of the things we'll want to do once we get there is do some sampling with the suction sampler to collect a lot of the tiny animals that maybe we can't see visually with the video, just to get a better sense of the whole biological community.
Just to give a little update, people are asking in the chat, we are not ascending to the surface. We are coming off the bottom and letting the ship pull us back to our waypoint. We had a little setback. How far away from the waypoint are we, Isabella?
It was about a
We're
kilometer, I'd
probably,
guess.
yeah, right now, 1,000 meters away.
Thank you.
1,100 meters.
About how long do you think it will take?
Maybe around an hour.
An hour? Thank you.
You're welcome.
And someone was saying that they recalled saying that they want to find arthropods on this.
I think yeah, arthropods would be nice. A spider would be good. A sea spider.
I want Brianna to get her spider, but spiders.
Just think of them as a crab cousin.
I can handle spider crabs. I don't know why. And we did get a really big one that I happen to know is on the ship with us right now.
Right. It's not getting out.
It's not getting out.
Are you locking your door at night?
Our doors are pretty tight closing, and that's a really, really big sea spider. I don't think it'd be able to make its way in.
Well, that's good. Keep thinking that way.
Yeah.
Well, while we have some time, maybe Bill or I can talk a little bit. Just hydrothermal vents at ridges in general have a really, I think, an interesting story of how they were first discovered. In fact, and Bill might know the details a bit more than I do, but they were expected to be found. They were theorized that they must be occurring when researchers were doing measurements of temperature along the tectonic plates, transects away from the ridges. The thermal models of cooling were not consistent with their models that said, okay, well, if they're just radiating cooling without any hydrothermal circulation, which is very efficient at moving heat out of the crust, so that these models that suggested or had a expected value of certain temperature, but the measurements were showing something, or were showing lower, and there was some postulating that there must be hydrothermal circulation happening near the ridges, because as soon as you get too far away, as you get farther away from the ridge, you get covered in sediment and you get this nice cap. Is that kind of the story, Bill? Roughly, maybe fill in the gaps?
I think that's more or less correct. Yeah, that people had theorized or postulated that there must be hydrothermal venting at the ridge crest to remove more of the heat than you would get just from conductive cooling. Yeah, and that the heat flow measurements away from the ridge didn't match that, conductive
Conductive
cooling
only. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So so then there were some expeditions to look for that hydrothermal venting, and I know the first vents were found on the Galapagos Rift by the man-submersible Alvin, human-occupied vehicle Alvin, little submarine, research submarine.
Yep. Like any good science, a model and observations were not jiving, so something's wrong with the model, because the system is the system, I guess, unless your measurements were bad. And then let's go out and see, let's test it. If we believe hydrothermal circulation at the ridge crest would explain the model, let's design a experiment or a search for those features. And then it gets kind of hard, like, how are we going to find those things? Which comes into play with the plume hunting and the CTD work.
Yeah. I don't know the details of what led up to the discovery, but I think I'm part of the amazingness of the discovery story is that they found these seafloor hot springs and huge biological communities with animals no one had ever seen before, like the giant tube worms, and it was like, what is that? And it was, I think it was a geophysics expedition, so there weren't any biologists on the ship, so that made it even worse. But so it was, talk about a major discovery, finding life at the bottom of the ocean that was totally unexpected, making a living in a way that was totally novel, in that getting chemical energy from the earth just to fuel a whole ecosystem at the bottom of the ocean that was just totally unknown before the discovery. And now we know that those vent communities exist around the world, mostly in volcanic areas like the one we're in now. And but the vent communities, there's a real pattern to what animals exist where. It's called biogeography, that kind of studying what species are where, and it's not uniform everywhere. Like there's no tube worms in the Atlantic that I know of. I think they're all in the Pacific. The Atlantic vents are dominated by huge populations of shrimp, which is not the case in the Northeast Pacific. We've got, so it's different animals are in different places, and it's interesting to study, how animals get from one vent area to another, and where they can reach and where they can't reach, and
Yeah, and then enter in genetics about, evolutionary history and speciation at different
right,
vent sites,
right.
and
I think I read that we're supposed to be seeing some snails near the Voodoo Crater.
Yes.
And what's very interesting is today's World Snail Day.
my
Nice.
goodness.
So it'd be a good day to see snails.
This is the
World
famous.
I'll say it's, for me, it's always a good day to see snails. But a good day to see snails on World Snail Day,
Pretty good.
pretty
That's
awesome.
pretty good.
This is the famous hairy snail
Ooh,
of the
Ooh.
Mariana.
the
background.
Mariana hairy snail,
Yeah.
not to be outdone by the Yeti crab.
Right, right.
Oh.
It's called hairy because its shell has these tiny little spikes all over it.
Oh,
Yeah.
spiky snail.
And it's, only lives at hydrothermal vents, and it has symbiotic bacteria in its gills. Classic hydrothermal vent animal.
Just keep going with the hydrothermal vents, the biogeography, the extremophiles, the opening up our understanding to how life can survive potentially on other planets. Hydrothermal vents are the Earth analog to what possibly would be how life could start on another planet or survive. Or
Right, because not all planets have a lot of sunlight. So if life can exist without a lot of sunlight, like at the bottom of the ocean here, it can certainly do that on other planets if there's the right chemical energy and the microbes to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
I just looked up the hairy snail. I want to see one. That looks pretty cool.
Fingers crossed for hairy
Fingers
snail.
crossed. Someone would like to thank you guys for explaining all the information in a well-worded and easy-to-understand way. They also think that we are fascinating. Even while we are in the blue, we make it interesting.
Oh, well, we're trying.
That's
yeah.
sweet. They didn't sign it, but as to who it is.
Nothing replaces a good seafloor image, but if you're going to have blue screen, let's at least talk about vents while we're...
So someone said, also a very good one, is that so many of these sea critters that we've been seeing would give them Stephen King vibes.
Oh, they're
Ooh, scary vibes?
they're with you, Shannon. They're worried about what is coming up onto the ship.
Shannon just doesn't like the spiders. I think everything else is in her
I'm all
wheelhouse.
good. I just don't like the spiders.
Okay.
And someone on here asked, what exactly is a sea spider? It's a spider under the water.
Pretty much.
It's a marine environment spider, but if we had wait for Brianna to get on shift and can give the as much detail as you want. She is passionate about sea spiders.
I think that's pretty much it, though. Yeah, spiders that live underwater.
Yeah.
Yeah, spiders that live underwater.
Give them a search and look at some pictures. They can be large and interesting looking. Yeah, just like land, terrestrial spiders come in all shapes and sizes. Sea spiders can be pretty neat looking too.
And I think there's some species that only live at hydrothermal vents, and some species that live away from the vents.
So I do want to give a shout out our audience member that has been talking with us for the last couple of days. She did make the Seabiscuit with a squatty writing it sticker, and it is currently up on Nautilus Live on Instagram. And also, you will see some really great drawings from Sierra that she made from some of our previous dives.
Very nice.
So there is some great artwork on our Instagram page, which is Nautilus Live.
Now I'm peering over your shoulder.
Oh, yes.
And I'm seeing this comment about tube worms seen in the Atlantic.
Oh.
But I think the distinction, and I'd have to go in and take a look at that discovery, that's at a methane seep.
Oh, okay.
So the methane seeps are different than hydrothermal vents, still an area of diverse chemosynthetic communities and life. They have a whole other set of species that
Right.
live at them, but
Right.
there is a species of tube worm that seems to be found at many methane seep sites as well.
Gotcha, yeah.
So I'd have to see if, double check if any tube worms on the mid-Atlantic ridge have been observed
At the high temperature.
at the high temperature
Yeah,
vents.
I don't
The
think
methane
so.
seeps do seem to have tube
Yeah.
worms that are pretty pervasive
Gotcha.
globally.
Right, right. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, discoveries are happening all the time. It's hard to necessarily keep up with the new species found
Right.
at Vince. And
Right.
just to give a shout out to that, the Earth-Ocean Interactions group at PMEL, which Bill was a part of, I am now, that was doing this exploration here in the Mariana. 3 years ago when we were out at the Mid-Atlantic Ridge on the new Falcor ship, found 3 new vent sites with likely new species being found there, although I don't believe any tube worms.
Yeah, so describe the animals you saw at the vents there.
Oh my gosh. Well, you said it, shrimp.
Yeah, like
Shrimp
swarming.
Shrimp swarm. Crustacean Nation is healthy there.
Yeah, yeah.
But they...
in constant motion.
Lots of
too.
crabs, lots of... what other big ones? There's snails. A lot of snails I remember seeing there.
How about mussels?
There were some, not as many as I think at other sites.
Uh-huh. Clams, any clams?
I think a little bit of clams. I have...
But really shrimp dominated.
Shrimp dominated with the crab and snails at one of the vents was like really, it was all snails all over it.
Oh, yeah. And more than one species of shrimp?
I think there was at least 2, but I'm not the shrimp, and then types of shrimp.
Yeah, you gotta do
Verena.
I'm learning. I feel like I'm learning biology through osmosis.
That's right. You gotta do the bio-geo.
You just sit here with Sierra long enough, naming things that I too may one day be able to identify a species. One day.
One day.
Not today.
Hey,
So
I
that's
have
why
issues
Sierra's
too.
here.
It's okay.
Sierra, we have Yay Team Sierra. I assume that's about your drawings.
Oh, thank you.
So I think we need a hashtag Sierra too.
Coral Talk.
Coral Talk.
Coral Talk. And whoever did our sticker is actually watching us again and said thank you for the shout out.
Yeah.
Thank you for making it. It made our day this morning to wake up and see it.
Yeah, and that got tagged on Instagram.
It's on Nautilus Live, yes.
Yeah, awesome.
That's awesome.
And someone just reiterated that this just goes to prove that you should never stop learning. I agree with that.
Exactly.
I know everyone in this room is learning new things all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
Yeah, that's the fun thing of coming out with people with other specialties and expertise is, yeah, like Jeff says, you kind of learn from osmosis and, yeah, just being in the same room you know, everything's so linked at these hydrothermal vent sites, the geology and the chemistry and the biology, that it makes it interesting too to see how those connections.
Yeah, the hydrothermal vent sites are a just true example of needing interdisciplinary investigations to, understand the system.
Right. Yeah, because if you just had one expertise, you'd only be learning about part of the system, not the whole thing.
So we have people from United States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, France, Sweden, Mexico, United Kingdom, Germany, and Brazil. I want to thank you guys all for sticking with us, even though we're going to be in blue water for a while. We will try to both educate and entertain you for the next while.
Yep.
And hopefully we'll see something on one of the cameras in the blue.
And the reason why we're up off the bottom is to get back to the good stuff as soon as we can. So there's That's why we're doing it.
Yep, yep.
We can move with the ship at a faster speed
Huh?
if we're up off the bottom.
Time to go. Yep.
So we're about halfway back to the vent sites.
Yep, it looks like the vessel is moving half a knot. Maybe a little faster.
Mm.
A half knot.
It's impressive how far behind the ship that the vehicles are.
Yeah, we're out.
There's,
It's a long cable. Or
yeah, and there's a lot of drag on it when the
Yep.
ship's moving this fast. So when the ship gets to the site, it's going to take a while for that the cable to settle back down under the
Yeah.
ship.
There's the time for the vessel to get to the waypoint, and then there's the time for the ROV to catch up and come down.
Right.
But that's much faster than traversing on the seafloor.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And we do have some people who have been watching us the past couple of days. They would like to know if we saw any giraffes today.
No giraffes.
We're keeping our eyes peeled.
We're keeping our eyes peeled for the giraffe.
Bill does maybe not know what the giraffes is about.
I do not know what you're
Does
talking
anybody
about.
want to explain to Bill our giraffe site, what we would do if we saw a giraffe?
Yes, we were doing our transects when we were not allowed to zoom in. And someone from the chat asked us what it would take to make us stop. And everyone answered a giraffe. Our answer was octopus, which, speaking of octopus, yesterday, the second we said octopus, that's when the feed cut out.
Oh, it was.
So
they didn't
no
see
one,
it.
was just a short
Trust
period
us.
of time, but they did not get to see the
There
octopus.
was an octopus,
Oh,
and he ran,
no.
and he went into a hidey hole.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
Yeah, but
so
we
we
caught
did
him.
see one.
We didn't. Well, we didn't catch. We caught him on camera. We didn't sample him.
No.
I wouldn't want to.
What? How
We
big
didn't-
was it?
Oh. It looked like an okay. It wasn't a huge octopus, but it's hard to tell because we didn't get the lasers on it.
Uh-huh.
But the hole, well, they can also fit into pretty tight holes.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looked okay size, but once we stopped and started turning the ROV to look at it, it got shy.
Yeah.
And ran inside the hole.
Yeah, Jeff and I saw it, and we're like, oh, something's moving.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool to see, even though we didn't get to see them long. Yesterday, I think our stars were the eels. Well,
Ooh,
obviously the
eel,
coral.
Yeah.
The coral
The
stole
coral.
the show.
The bubble
there's
coral
so much.
everywhere was amazing.
We saw a couple of like eel condos where there were like 3 or 4 eels
Yeah.
in
Eel
one view.
condo.
Yeah, all in their own hole.
You also saw 4 pufferfish at one time.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
gosh.
They were swimming
Amazing.
around. Yeah, that was cool.
What an amazing dive yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Someone said they're still waiting on that rock, paper, scissor game with the ROV arms.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
Oh,
We
yeah.
get the manipulators out to do rock, paper, scissor against each other.
When was that?
Well, Annabelle
time we
was
were up
on,
doing
we
this.
were in blue water doing this.
Oh, okay.
Annabelle got in the
Oh,
seat and was
ooh.
working with the manipulator.
Wow.
Yeah, people are also talking and watching your shift on the eel's coral garden and the fact that the eel had a bed and breakfast. It's kind of cool. Most of us were watching it in the lounge since 12 to 4 shift was over.
Yeah, I think it's fun that even when our shift is over, we'll all just gather in the lounge and just keep watching it. Like we're actually still on shift, but
Yeah. Like when we were watching Ahi, it was standing room only in there. Like people started going into the mess hall because there's another screen
Yeah,
there.
the overflow.
Overflow room. Bill, someone wants to know, what's the most unexpected thing you found in blue water?
Oh. You know, there's occasionally you'll run across some really strange jellyfish.
yeah.
And they can be really large. One time, I think it was in the Northeast Pacific, but yeah, it was like we just came across this huge red jellyfish. Yeah, and it was, you're not expecting it, you know, and all of a sudden it's there right in front of you. That's what comes to mind for me. Yeah.
One of my favorites that I've seen is the giant phantom jelly. If you've ever seen a photo, somebody got a really good video of them, and they're just like so gorgeous. They have the really long, almost curtain-like arms and tentacles, super huge. They're like dark, but like you can see through the bell of the jellyfish. Like, gorgeous.
I think I have to buy
I just
it.
looked that up. That is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at the dark one on the right there.
This one?
Yeah. I think might have been on the Mbari website once or twice.
It was pretty cool last year off of Chile on the Falcor. I saw we were doing blue water. We were mapping with the ROV.
It is
and
Mbari.
we ran across a, I believe, onyx squid.
Ooh.
And it had its egg sacs holding on, like attached to its tentacles. And the egg sacs were releasing the little squid. So you could zoom in and see the little squids coming out of their pouch.
Baby squid.
Right.
I'm not doing
that
that.
one.
That's, yeah.
This one right
Someone's looking it up.
Yeah.
That's this from our cruise last year.
That's pretty cool. The phantom jellyfish was Mbari.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah.
Where was it? Does it say where it was from?
It didn't say. I can do a little bit
It
more.
said it was 33 feet long.
Wow.
33 feet.
Wow.
Whoa.
It's a lot of our centimeter lasers.
That's a lot of. It's a lot of jelly.
And Bill, they have another one for you. Can you tell us about how his volcano is going to blow back home, and what and how it will be observed when it does?
Well, Bill
Actually,
knows how
they
to answer
said,
these
how
questions.
will you be observing it, not just in general?
You give the people some context around that question if they don't know.
Oh, Bill will give it.
Oh, yeah, he will.
Yeah, Bill will give it.
Okay, well, so we're talking about a volcano in a different part of the world, so not in the neighborhood out here.
In the Pacific, though.
In the Pacific, in the Northeast Pacific, offshore Oregon and Washington. There's another plate boundary over there. There was several, actually. There's a mid-ocean ridge spreading center called the Juan de Fuca Ridge. And in the middle of that ridge, there's also a hotspot like Hawaii, but it doesn't form islands. Generally, it forms seamounts, so it's not as voluminous as the Hawaiian hotspot. Hotspot is a place that apparently magma is rising at a point in the mantle, and it feeds volcanoes that form on the tectonic plate as it's moving around, kind of like a conveyor belt. Anyway, so there's a very active volcano offshore Oregon and Washington called Axial Seamount that I've been studying for a long time. And it's a pretty special place because there's a cabled observatory called the Ocean Observatories Initiative Regional Cabled Array It's basically a cable that goes from shore all the way out to the volcano, and it has a bunch of monitoring instruments plugged into it. This is something that was funded by the National Science Foundation in the U.S. It was kind of a big project akin to building a new telescope or something like that. Big, and that's existed since 2014. So the cool thing about that is we can look at data from those monitoring instruments in real time. Like even out here on the ship near Guam, I can be looking at data from axial seamount every day and see what it did just 10 minutes ago. So it's also a very active place, so that makes it really interesting to study because we learn the most about how volcanoes work by catching them in the act. So that's a good place to do it. If it's not erupting, it's getting ready for the next eruption, and it's erupted 3 times in the last 30 years. And we think it's getting ready to erupt again. And we're trying to use the pattern of previous eruptions to forecast when that's going to happen. So that's something I've been trying to do, and it's gotten a lot of attention lately in the news media. And what else?
Well, let's see. What kind of things do you look at from that cable array to tell you that it's about, or it could be ready to erupt again?
Right. So the cool thing about the monitoring network out there is, we'll know pretty much immediately when the next eruption starts. So what'll happen is, even though we won't know exactly what's happening, but when at the beginning of eruptions, basically there's magma being supplied and stored inside the volcano pretty much continuously, but it's not getting to the surface, right? It's kind of being stored there, and the pressure builds up in this reservoir, and eventually that pressure is too great, and the magma forces its way to the surface, so a crack opens up, the crack fills with magma, squirts out on the surface. So when that happens, it makes a big commotion. There's lots of little earthquakes as that crack is opening up and propagating and the magma is flowing. And so there's seismometers on this cabled observatory that'll pick that up. There's already quite a few earthquakes, but it'll really go crazy when the eruption starts to happen. And also, because the whole volcano is kind of inflating like a balloon, the seafloor is rising slowly as magma accumulates, so we have sensors that measure that. And so when the eruption starts, that'll reverse. So all of a sudden, instead of the seafloor rising, it'll quickly drop back down by several meters. So it's a really big, obvious signal. And so when we see those things happening, we know an eruption starting. So we can kind of watch that happen with these instruments, but we won't know exactly where the magma went and where the lava erupted on the seafloor, and we kind of have to wait until we get out there with the ship and remap the seafloor and look for where the changes have been to understanding exactly where the eruption happened, where the lava went, and how much came out, and all those things. Because of the cabled observatory, there's expeditions that go out there every summer to do maintenance on the observatory, and that cabled observatory is operated by a great team at the University of Washington in Seattle. So they go out there and do maintenance. There's also part of the cabled array that's along the coast too, that helps monitor the subduction zone and earthquakes, and there's methane seeps, so it's really a diverse monitoring network. But so there's ships and ROVs that go out there every summer. That's when the weather's good enough to go out there. And so, and then there's our group goes out there every other year. So we were out there last summer in June, and our next scheduled trip is in the summer of 2026, which seems a long way off right now. But yeah, if it erupted tomorrow,
If it erupted tomorrow,
I would probably try to get out there before the summer of 2026, but that might be hard to do because ships are scheduled far in advance and they're usually kind of hard to change, but
well,
sometimes
Bill,
it's possible.
when you're in this career long enough,
You can make it happen.
Bill can make some calls and see if it's feasible.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to ask.
Doesn't hurt to ask.
Yeah.
We've got friends in places that could at least entertain the question
Right.
of getting a ship out there.
Yeah.
I'm going to entertain one of the, what is it called? Comments that's coming in. Not entertain, try to help answer. Can someone in the front row please explain how the ship is pulling Hercules?
Yeah, sure. So the ship is attached to the vehicles with a big old cable. It's called the 6/8 cable. It is hanging out over the A-frame, and it hangs all the way down to Atalanta. And Atalanta is heavy and sort of acts like a pendulum, right? And it hangs off the top of it. And then Atalanta is attached to Hercules with the tether, which is a sort of different cable, but it has the same stuff going through it. So Hercules communicates to Atalanta through the tether, and all that information is sent up through the 6/8
Careful.
back onto the ship. So we are attached to the ship by Atalanta and the 6/8. So anywhere the ship moves, Atalanta will sort of swing like a pendulum behind it. And then, of course, since Hercules is also attached, Hercules will follow. So right now we're in this tail-to-tail position. So the two vehicles are just being sort of gently pulled along by the ship.
So you're facing, Hercules is facing backwards.
Yeah, Hercules is going backwards.
Being towed by the tether.
Yeah.
Attached to Atalanta. Yeah. Not the usual arrangement when we're working on the bottom.
No, no.
Yeah.
But this is also what we do for launch and recovery. So
oh yeah, so not that different. Yeah.
Anytime we're in that blue water period, this is sort of the arrangement, essentially.
Because you want the tether kind of taut. You don't want it to get tangled on anything or
You don't want
tied
any
in a
loops.
knot. Yeah.
So inside the tether and the 6/8 cable are fiber optic cables. That's how everybody can basically see what's going on the Zeus, and all this other stuff on the vehicle communicates with fiber optic cables, which are really great because information can move through them really quickly and at high resolution. However, they are sensitive to being bent.
Yes.
How thick are they?
Well, the 6/8 cable is 0.68 inches thick.
Hence the name.
Hence the name.
The fibers are very skinny, right?
Yeah, fibers are very skinny. The tether is a little thicker than that because it has a bit of a protective jacket on it. Yeah, but the fibers are super, super thin.
But then they're wrapped in lots of stuff to protect them, right?
Yeah, and we've also got the power cable and some other stuff in there to protect it and keep it safe.
Right. So is there copper around the fiber in the
I
cable?
believe so. I haven't.
For the power?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a power line in there. So that brings out the high voltage from ship and our high voltage cabinet. And then that goes into the vehicles, and each vehicle has a transformer in it that can take that power and sort of convert it to whatever each part of the vehicle might need. So sometimes that's AC, sometimes that's DC, different voltages.
Awesome.
Is that a decent explanation?
Yeah,
I
that was
love
awesome.
it.
That was good.
Thank
was
you so
thinking-
much. That was really good.
I'm really glad Annabelle took that over. I was like, that was great.
Oh, thank you.
That was fantastic.
People are asking if there's any way we could see the tether view or butt cam on feed 3.
Yeah,
Oh.
super
too
They
much
said
to
it will
see,
help
I think,
show it a little bit better. And they
Yeah.
said
That's a good
they
idea.
did ask pretty please.
Oh, sure. Well,
and their question has been answered.
There you
If they
go.
look
They
at Sat
asked
3,
so
they can see
nicely.
both butt cams.
Oh,
oh.
awesome.
Wait, you got 2 of them, one on each side?
There's one butt cam on Atalanta and the other
I
one's
see.
on Herc.
Oh, I see. So they're looking at each other.
Yeah. You
I
see the like
see.
really bright ball of light, that's the other vehicle.
Yeah. Or else you're about to die.
It kind of looks like a train, like you know, like those scenes where it's like really dark and then suddenly there's a spotlight and it's a train. It's coming. Like, ah.
And someone says that they've been watching the past couple of days and that they have a cat, Winifred, who,
Winifred.
when they started streaming on the TV, has been watching attentively for hours.
Aw.
So they wanted to know we have a feline friend who enjoys us.
Aw.
Science kitty.
Sometimes when I leave my apartment, I'll put on like ocean videos for my cat and he'll like scratch at the screen.
Like with fish.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
so I understand Winifred.
When my dog was a puppy, he used to watch TV with me a lot.
Oh.
But when he was hanging out and I was studying or busy, I used to put on Bluey for him. And he really liked watching Bluey. It's a great show.
I mean, it's about dogs, right?
Yeah.
It is. And it's actually the colors, so the blue and the orange are actually hues that dogs can distinguish.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it makes it a little bit more entertaining.
I didn't
for
know
them.
that.
Yeah, I'm glad my dogs don't like watching the TV very much because they're both 80 pounds and I could see some damage to my TV.
Oh, yeah.
They got over enthusiastic.
Yeah, I mean, granted, it's really up high in our house, but if we had one lower, I feel like they'd just bat at it and the whole thing would go over. They're so big.
Ooh, butt cam in the satellite feed.
Yeah.
Yeah, number 3. Give the people what they want.
They did ask pretty
They
please.
did. They were so nice.
Number 3 is the fun feed because I can just do this little thing.
Marion can go crazy over there.
Yeah, so that sort of black rubbery bit is called the BSR, or bend strain relief. As you can see, the tether is moving a little bit, and that just sort of prevents that stress from being put in one area in particular and, you know, messing with the fiber or the sort of integrity of the cable.
Prevents it from bending right there, too,
Yeah.
where it attaches
It
to the
prevents
vehicle. Huh?
bend strain. You
Yeah.
could even say it relieves it.
Yeah.
Bend strain relief.
Bend strain relief.
So I have a good one that I have no clue the answer to this, but I think, oh, I should probably wait till Jeff is back.
Uh-oh.
Who would win, Hercules or Jason?
In what?
Arm wrestling.
I feel like we shouldn't pit them against one
Why would you
another.
They're friends. They're friends.
They're best friends. Why would you do that?
Yeah. Jason is bigger and has more power.
Whoa.
So I'm kind of in the Jason camp here.
Oh, the interloper has spoken.
But I think they could be friends
I
also.
think they're
They
best.
could be
They
friends.
could, like big brother, little brother
Aw.
kind of situation.
Could they play rock, paper, scissors against each other?
I think so, yeah, definitely.
And then you have, which we're not using, but little Herc. Could
Oh,
be the
yeah.
littlest brother.
Yeah, right.
And what, Atalanta and Medea?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Though Medea's not always on there, yeah?
no,
feel
not
like-
much
yeah.
anymore.
Atalanta's the like older sister that keeps everyone in check. A little ROV and a little family. So cute.
More than one person is saying that Jason saved Herc's life.
It's true.
You want to hear that
True-
story? Or
true
does anybody
story.
up in the front know? Oh, were they on that? Mike, were you there for that one?
I was actually. I was
Oh.
when it happened.
Oh no! Need to put your mic in front of your.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, tell
I
the
was
story.
here. I was in the seat.
Yeah, let's hear it.
It was Ocean Networks Canada cruise, and we were doing 2-ship operations at the cable A vessel.
Oh.
Laying cable out to a new cable out to the Endeavour site, to main Endeavour.
Northeast Pacific.
Yep. And I don't know. There's not a whole lot to tell. I'm not sure if I should even be telling the story.
You can leave the details out.
Yeah,
just,
you can make it vague where you need to.
Yeah, it was.
And then something happened.
Yeah. We were just operating. We were kind of holding position for like a long time, and waiting on the cable ship to kind of wiggle in, and yeah, and then it was just there's not much to tell. It wasn't. It was kind of an error with determination on the cable, so everything just fell off. So you're sitting here 1 minute and everything is okay, and then it all goes dead, and then you try and figure out why, and then you realize after a couple of minutes there's no vehicles on the other end of the cable.
Wow. So everything went black, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's not a good feeling.
No.
But
yeah, the rescue
lining.
story is amazing. I could tell a bit of that, I guess, as I understand it. So, yeah. Also, we had crew change right after that. So after after losing the vehicles, I promptly just left. Somebody else to fix it.
You mean when the ship went ashore?
Yeah, so we were doing crew change then anyway. So I left at that point. And then, but Jason had just finished up doing something for on the Thompson, I think, for maybe for UW or something.
It was at Axial Seamount, actually.
Yeah.
It was the crew that was doing maintenance on the cabled observatory at Axial Seamount. They were out there doing their, I think they had just finished their work. Yeah, so go ahead.
Yeah, no, and they and that was very fortunate for Herc and OET. They were able to. I'm not sure if they cut their expedition short or if they just came up when they were finished, but and they mounted a very awesome and successful rescue operation. I watched the live stream of it from home, and it was very, very excellent execution. And so the vehicles were not actually on the bottom for very long. I can't remember offhand, but a week or two maybe or less. Something like that.
It didn't take long, did it? Yeah.
No, and they were found there with Argus on the seafloor and Herc hanging up above it like a balloon kind of thing.
Oh, because it's buoyant.
Yeah.
And where did the cable part near
at the termination?
Okay, so there wasn't a bunch of cable.
No.
On the seafloor.
No.
It was just the vehicles.
No, it all came back up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so how did they get them to the surface? I mean, so Jason finds the vehicles. Did they have a big...
Herc, believe Herc just got separated, right? And floated on up.
But attached to, was it Atalanta?
And then it was Argus, I believe.
Okay.
And then I'm not sure, but they would have had to hook up a line to it.
To Argus, presumably.
Yeah. And just lift it up.
Yeah, so some big line that they attached to the ship. Jason brings it down, attaches it to Argus. And it's some line that they can then haul up on some winch on the ship.
That's right. So it was pretty
and was it recovered on the Thompson or whatever ship that Jason was on? Or was
Good question.
Or
Not
was
sure.
it Nautilus?
Not sure about that part.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had to do kind of a 2-wire operation there, and I remember watching them deal with the vehicles and stuff like that. It was all really well done, and very, very, very fortunate because it's unlikely that you would have another system available
in the neighborhood.
Yeah, that was really very fortunate.
Right, and also even able to spend the time to do it.
Yeah, that too, right? Yeah, they could be next to you and just not able to spend the time. And
Well, my experience with ROV pilots, they love
that kind of thing.
They were ready and willing to do whatever it takes to go save the day.
Also because it's interesting and challenging.
It's different. It's challenging. Everybody knows everybody in the ROV world too. So it's such a camaraderie thing too. Like we have to go help them.
Right.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
it-
No,
it-
they must have had
There
a
was
great.
no,
I don't know
I
those
doubt there
guys,
was
but they must have had a great time. With
no
that, I'm sure.
question on the. We need to go do a recovery of Herc.
Yeah, we can do this.
Yeah.
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 So my sense is, you know, ROV pilots love manipulation with the mechanical
Oh
arms.
yeah,
Is
like
that-
I like all these sites we're going to and stuff. This is all great, but I did a lot of work building up the RSN network
Oh
that you were
yeah,
just
yeah.
talking about,
So
and
that's full of that.
and the Ocean Networks Canada one as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Years of that, of
Right.
both of them,
Right.
and I found, and so you still get to see a lot of the you know, the vent environments and
Right.
stuff, but for a lot of us too, like those engineering and construction kind of operations,
Right.
I always find they're very interesting, right? A lot of
Yeah.
one-off, trying to figure stuff out, and
Yeah.
so they're kind of interesting, like from that perspective.
And
for sure.
I think also kind of, you know, showcasing your skills, right, as a pilot.
Well, you get a lot, like you get really good fast like that, I think.
Yeah.
Especially with the arm work, right? The
Right.
piloting is one thing, but
Right.
sometimes the arm work is a bit complicated.
Right.
And so it's like anything, right? It's just the quality of your practice hours that are available to
Yeah.
you.
And, you know, from the scientist side, I always appreciate, you know, I've made many dives with many pilots, and I super appreciate pilots who are efficient, you know, and like have that skill with the manipulator, because there's a wide difference between, you know, the pilots that can just use the arm like it's almost their own arm,
Yeah.
compared to somebody who, you know, and everybody has to learn, and I appreciate that, and I'm very patient with it, but
Yeah.
there, you know, for somebody who's new at it, it just takes a lot more time because it's
Oh,
it's
definitely.
an acquired skill. Yeah, so I always appreciate, you know, really skilled pilots.
Yeah, yeah. There's definitely a certain amount of hours that you have to get in there, and it's hard to get hours on an arm. If you think about
Sure.
it, it takes a long time to get 10 hours on an arm, right?
Right. Right.
You're not continuously doing it.
No. Yeah.
The Orion arm on this vehicle, like as much as I've worked in ROV work and science almost the entire time, for over 10 years. And so these 7-function manipulators, like the craft arms and the Schilling T4, I'm very experienced on them, and I find like I don't usually get myself in too much trouble. Knock on wood, but like the Orion arm, for instance, I've always known about it, but it's less common, and I've only used it on a few systems over the years, and so there's this
also
rate
depends
version
on
of
the
it.
arm, huh?
Yeah, well, that arm is just. The Schilling arm and the craft arm, they're made the same way, essentially, right? Like the same axis of movement, stuff like that. So there's not that much difference.
Right.
But the Orion arm is like fundamentally kind of different in a way. And I find like myself, I've used it a little bit, but I probably have like a few thousand hours on craft arms and Schilling and T4s, and I have probably 20 hours on an Orion. And it shows.
So big difference.
It really shows, right? When I use it, I have to like stop and think and look at it and stuff like that. I don't really have to think too much with the craft, right?
Yeah, yeah. So that's basically the difference between the starboard arm and the port arm on on Herc?
Yeah, on this vehicle, that's right. And then this Orion arm is a rate arm, which kind of makes it easier if you're not as experienced. But of course, it's much slower. That's the one where we're like we're pushing buttons at one or two at a time to make it move, versus a spatially correspondent one like the craft arm is, right?
Right. And I always wonder why an ROV doesn't have 2 craft arms, you know, because they seem so much more intuitive and flexible. But is it because the other one, the Orion's more powerful, and sometimes you need power more than finesse?
Well, it's more robust.
Yeah.
But there's other reasons. I mean, I think the most reasons are down to cost and the size of the vehicle. If you kind of have those windows are like larger, you'll see the kind of bigger systems going with like 2 crafts or 2 T4s, or, you know.
Yeah.
Because you can use those arms to like hold on to things, but if you can get away with it, you know, it's like half the maintenance. The SC arms tend to be, you know, more maintenance, more costly maintenance.
I see.
And so there's just that consideration, but you know,
so
many systems
a lot
have,
of trade-offs.
Yeah, but many like systems have both two SC arms. But then you also need more operators too, right? And so the way we run the watches here is, you know, a pilot and a co-pilot, and the pilot here generally is doing the arm work as well. And that's also kind of a bit of a unusual one, right? So if you had 2 arms up here, so it's just the way that the operations are done. It makes sense for here and the size of the vehicle. But yeah, but you see, like, I think if I know, like, Ropos and Sebastian and it's a new system out of BC, I think called Mantis. Those ones all have 2 SC arms. I believe, doesn't Jason have two
think
SC
so,
arms? Yeah. So that's the most common setup. It just costs more, and you need more people to operate it, right?
Well, Jason anyway, the pilot does all the manipulating, and sometimes they use both arms, but they do one at a time, you know, like maybe the one arm will hold something and then the other arm will grab it from it, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so maybe that's where that comes from for here. That's something like in, you know, I've been all around the block. I mean, I'm from Canada, so, you know, there's, and the Jason guys are like, Woods Hole is pretty, like, they're their own thing. But other than them, I've been pretty much, like, pretty around the block, and I usually find, like, more common to see kind of the setup that comes from industry, where you would have like 2 or 3 pilots on a 12-hour watch, and then when you see that, you'll never see the pilot using a manipulator, right? Like that school of thought would say, why are you doing that? You're already doing something else.
So a co-pilot would do that?
Yeah, but they're all interchangeable people too. We just slip through the seats all the time, right?
Yeah.
And then also, like, here it's awesome. We have a whole broadcast, and we have a whole person that's dedicated to video on each watch. But most of the call-out systems, the pilot would be managing the cameras. So, like, you tend to sit down or stay in one position when you're doing the arm work. So as soon as so now they're not really piloting as such. They're not moving anyway. So now they can fiddle around with the cameras and accommodate the arm operators. So it's just different ways of doing it.
Yeah, different groups do it different ways. At Mbari, another group I've worked with, they everybody in the control room, every hour they switch seats.
Yeah.
So everybody does everything. And that way everybody gets to do everything. Yeah, so it's not specialized.
That's the thing with that, right? You get everybody schooled up very quickly. Even someone who's brand new, you find hours that they can learn on, right? So yeah, it works like that, and then you kind of get everybody's able to do everything. So changing every hour sounds excessive to me. I'm just thinking of 12-hour watches. I'd be like, oh my god, like how many times you have to cycle? But usually,
like a lot.
I think
we'd go like 2 or 4 hours on most systems. Probably no more than 4.
Yeah, I think they do 4 on, 8 off, but then do the every hour. Shift, so it's not a 12-hour thing.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
But it gets everybody trained up on everything.
Yeah.
And when you've got multiple people next to each other that all say they're equal skills, then other people are next to them. So you can't, you know, here sometimes if we don't have if we don't have the Atalanta pilot is less experienced, then you can get stuck, right? Like first dive on this expedition. We did 2 majors, remember? Like the first one went off in 5 minutes, and then the second one took an hour, and then like that's just, you're in the pilot, you're just in a hole, right? And you have to get out. Nobody's going to get you out.
I mean, shout out to
if you were somewhere else, somebody else would help you and tell you to take a walk.
Shout out to Mike for holding down the fort, for sure.
Very true, because he was also sitting next to a green navigator as well. So he was really holding down the front row there.
Seriously,
Yeah. And plus it was our first dive of the expedition.
And yes, and
challenging
I hadn't been out
conditions
here for 2 years
and
all these excuses, right? But like that's just the way it is out here.
It's the true picture.
Yeah, well, it worked out.
Yeah.
We got the samples, and they were good.
But other people might say they don't want to work a 12-hour watch. So it's all like they all have their pros and cons.
Right.
And I mean, personally, I really appreciate being able to work with Mike.
So I do have to give a little bit of an update because people are asking. No, this dive is not over for the day. We got a little bit off course. and we have come off the bottom so that the Nautilus vessel can help pull us along to get us back to our waypoint faster and more efficiently. So we have about 11 minutes until the ship reaches the waypoint, and then we'll still have a little bit farther before Hercules and Atalanta make it there.
Probably another half an hour,
So
I
our
guess.
problem solving, our engineers did an amazing job of fixing up the boat, and our expedition leader and all of our pilots and navigators have done a great job of coming up with a plan. And pretty soon we'll be back on track.
That's right. And
Yes.
we just a quick recap of what happened. We had a dynamic positioning issue that had the vessel drifting for a little while the engineers went down into the place where the jet point pump is and had to do some replacements, repairs. Really heroic work in time crunch, feeling like we want to get on this dive.
So while that was happening, the ship
Was
could only drift off where we wanted to be, and of course Atalanta and Hercules went with
drifted with us.
Yeah, and that's all. That's good.
Yes,
I mean,
they drifted with us.
Yeah, and so the ROVs were fine. We just the ship couldn't go where it wanted to until that system was repaired. The dynamic positioning is how the ship is able to stay in one place. It's a computer-controlled system. So we needed to get that back online, and that was finally accomplished. So now we're on our way back to where we want to be on the seafloor, and should be there in about a half an hour, I'd say.
Yeah, I think half an hour is a good guesstimate.
Yeah.
Good.
And while all the engineers, the pilots, the captains, the staff were all making the vessel work, we tried to entertain.
The crew is amazing.
On the comms, doing
telling stories.
Telling the stories.
So, Mike, is that the only time that the screens have gone dark on you? That sounds like a...
Oh, no, I think here that's the only time the vehicles fell off.
Yeah, but, that's pretty traumatic.
That's all you want. One's too many.
One's at plenty.
No, I think we've had a couple of other outages in here in different systems as well. So sometimes you get like there's some sort of fault and it's a dead vehicle, and it's not as bad as it sounds actually, because as long as you still have the winch, then it's just expensive stuff in the water, and you just move the ship and pull up the winch, and you're generally okay. And deck crew knows we have procedures for all that.
So when the cable parted, what happened to the cable on the ship? Did it jump off the sheave on the back of the ship, or what happened on topside?
I don't know what visually happened out there in that instant, but there's so much cable out, right? There's still a couple of 1,000 pounds.
Yeah. Oh, I see. But still, you're lost a lot of weight at the bottom.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. So we didn't think that. You can, on any ROV, not just talking about this system here, but on any system, you can have the telemetry go or the power go out, and there's lots of reasons for it. And it's not that common that you would expect the cable to be severed. Now, in that instance, of course, it was a little bit like trying to push it out of your head, because there was 2 ships going around operation, and kind of like what's after happening here, or what am I after doing, or something. But you kind of quickly realize, everybody starts troubleshooting at once, and then it's only a couple of minutes, and you just see, in that case, that you still have the tension readout for the winch, and then we also have battery operated beacons on the vehicles.
Oh yeah.
So it kind of happened at the same time that we could see we were pulling up on the coming up on the winch, and then pulling the ship ahead, and we were only a minute or two before we just realized
the beacons weren't moving.
Beacons aren't moving, and there's not enough tension on the wire.
And the depth is the same as the seafloor.
Yeah, and then you're okay. No, I think like if you do this long enough, you'll definitely have situations where you get blackout, or you have to take it back, take the vehicle back dead, or even that was pretty catastrophic. But I mean, earlier in my career, we also in British Columbia, like 10 years ago, we on a recovery that went sideways, we managed on a soft tethered vehicle, single body one, we managed to get the things out of position and got the tether up into the ship's prop.
Oh dear.
And so we recovered that. We were able to recover that vehicle, but that's a big. So those are like major no-nos, but also too, it's kind of. Stuff happens, and the more work you do, the more likely you're going to be a part of something that's going to happen. So it's, it's not very common, but stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. You're muted.
Yep.
On the chat, we are being told that we have to give up our cookies to the engineers today.
Oh. There's plenty of cookies to
There's
go
plenty
around.
of cookies.
Yeah, we don't have to give them up.
Give up.
I mean,
if they want them, they can have them.
Yeah.
I mean, we all have to look forward to something. Keep us going. Cookies are kind of important in my book.
Was yesterday's pastry? We didn't even talk about it during the shift, even though
we got the croissants with apple and Nutella yesterday.
Those were pretty good.
It's a special day.
Yes.
So yummy.
The 3 o'clock snack.
3 o'clock snack. That's the hard part about the 12 to 4. We have to wait for our cookies.
Unless you stealthily sneak down.
Sneak down and eat it real fast.
On the way up.
Yeah, I've got to go use the bathroom. Oh, or I'm going to go get a drink.
I'm going to go get a drink. And there's cookies there.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, I had no clue they'd be there.
Oh, and they're still warm. How nice.
That's just how it be.
Yeah.
So if you hear any of us disappear for a couple of minutes right after 3 o'clock, you know what's going on?
Or you don't, and you keep it to yourself.
But you suspect.
Yes. Then you'll hear.
hopefully
on the
not.
mic.
No.
You would get muted so fast.
That's ASMR. That's what people. That's like a thing, right?
We're not
Hearing
gonna do
people
that.
eat
It's not
cookies?
what video wants.
That's not
Video
what the video
It's
wants.
not what video
and
wants.
you will never be heard again on the internet.
Okay, you get shadow muted.
Yeah, you're banned.
That's a thing. You're
banned
shadow
from
banned.
the control room. No mic for you.
It's like I keep talking, but no one's responding.
I did get a shout out for our video team a couple of minutes ago.
Oh, cool.
So,
Yay, video.
yay, video.
What's the thing you have to focus on the most as the video person? What is taking your concentration, Maren?
A lot of the time, audio is a big one, but I think it's mostly the iris. So like the exposure. Right now I'm on auto, so I'm going to turn it off for a second. Mike, I don't know if he's listening, but it's like that.
Oh.
So making sure that that's always right, because especially when we're moving up and down terrain, like with the C-mounts last couple of days, because they're super steep, the terrain comes closer and then you have the iris set at a certain thing, so it gets super bright. And then you have to be in constant control of that, so everything is like easily exposed and stuff. So
speaking of iris, I've been out with the Mbari group, and they are very particular about the iris. And they constantly will say, iris down, iris down. Because, and this is what I was told, is you want to, when you're in the moment, iris up to see more stuff, make more light come in. But then you can be clipping, high gaining stuff that in review of the video, there's some more favorable to be on the lower end of the iris, so you can always gain it up later to not wash stuff out. But in the moment, you want to iris up to try to see as much of stuff as possible. So it's like that balance of irising just enough to where you're not clipping out anything.
That's right.
Which always seemed really challenging to me, because I'm like, I just want to see on the screen, like make it brighter.
We have a monitor right here that
sort of lets us know. And it was really funny, like with the squat lobsters, because they're on like this super dark terrain, and then on the monitor it's like super low, and then you see these one little bits come like up to like 100%, and it's like all those super bright squat lobsters.
Oh, you have the squat lobster identifier.
Yeah.
It's a detector.
But yeah, it normally is better, like especially if you're not even for ROV, so just for general camera stuff, to shoot lower, because it is always easier to bring it up than it is to bring it down.
You know, the same thing applies to multi-beam. Not to bring multi-beam back into it again.
Yeah, that was
a switch.
Well,
multi-beam it's acoustics and it's decibels, so it's like audio.
Yeah. You don't want to blast
You can
it out.
high gain the multi-beam, so you'd lose the high end dynamic range. So you want to make sure your gain settings are low enough to where you're not clipping the low end, but not too high to where you're clipping the high end.
Is it done automatically most of the time?
Depending on the system you have, some give you more controls than others. And some are just processing visual gains, and then others are the true gain on what's being written and recorded.
Thank you for all that information. I didn't know all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Marin's doing over there, watching the levels and making me quieter when I start yelling, probably.
And when you start eating in the mic.
Or when I
No, we're not going to eat in the mic.
No eating.
Although someone says the cookie situation reminds them of the cruise ship unwritten rule that once you see an ice cream maker or ice cream dispenser, you need to get some every time you pass the machine.
Wow. Yeah. You never know when it could be broken.
Yeah.
They're not McDonald's.
They're not McDonald's, but they do break at times.
You don't want a broken ice cream machine. Everyone will be QCed.
Have you been on a vessel, Bill, with a soft serve ice cream machine? I've heard they used to have them in a couple boats. Like the Ravel, I think, may have had a soft serve.
I know.
Or maybe Melville.
We get ice cream tomorrow, guys.
Sunday, fun day. It's our last Sunday.
It's our last Sunday. It's also when we get burgers.
A lot of special food items on Sundays. Some boats I've been on do barbecue Sundays. Sundays they'll get barbecue.
I was wondering.
Out on the deck.
Out on the deck.
Because Monday is Memorial Day.
Oh, that's true.
You know, I haven't seen a hot dog this entire expedition.
Well, you've seen them wrapped up in...
oh, yes, we have seen some hot dogs, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I'm waiting to say it, though. We're in the weekend. Happy Memorial Day. To everybody. If you have someone that you know or lost, happy Memorial Day. Hope you have a good weekend and reflect on that and be safe.
Be safe out there.
Now, when you guys go from the ship to the airport, when you're in your cab, look off to the left-hand side. We have a national park there called Assen War and the Memorial. And they take and put an American flag and a Chamorro flag for each person that died during the Battle of Guam, in Guam. And it is absolutely stunning. I know what time you guys are leaving. The light should still be on it. It is actually a humbling thing to drive by or stop in and look at.
That might be something to take a look at on the 29th, on our day before.
Yeah, on your... let me see if I can pull it up.
So Isabella, we don't have to stop the ship at waypoint 1.
Cool.
We could, you know, where we really want to go is waypoint 2, so we could just head straight there.
That's a good memorial.
It is. They spend 2 days putting the flags out there.
Bill, sorry, I was mid-step. Could you repeat that for me?
We don't have to go to waypoint 1. We can go straight to waypoint 2.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone's asking or telling me that they usually have good ice cream aboard the Nautilus. I did have a fellow SCF telling me that they had mochi ice cream at one point.
Whoa.
But for us, we either have vanilla or strawberry, or vanilla and chocolate is what we've had so far.
I'm hoping for some chocolate.
It's all Haagen-Dazs, so it's
Is
pretty
it?
good ice cream.
I like the strawberry.
I
It's
like
really
the
good.
chocolate.
I'm a purist. Vanilla.
Vanilla.
I like vanilla with peanut butter.
Ooh.
Yep. We have giant jars of peanut butter on our tables too, so it's pretty easy to make that happen.
The challenge is to go through a whole jar of peanut butter on one expedition if you can.
I seriously think we may have.
Is that a personal challenge, Chad?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's been working
It's
on
been
it this
great.
whole
Wow.
time.
See, I just one spoon every time I go by it.
Oh, man.
Keep
Same
that
spoon or different spoon?
keep the spoon in my pocket.
Yeah.
My husband likes to have peanut butter at night, and so a while ago I bought him a peanut butter spoon. It just says my peanut butter spoon on it, but it stays in peanut butter jar.
It's ready to go at any time.
Ready to go whenever he wants it.
This is a side, but I have one of my favorite utensils in my kitchen. It's actually a specialized peanut butter scraper knife for jars, and I got it at the National Peanut Festival that's hosted in Dothan, Alabama. And people from all over, they come, and they have boiled peanuts, roasted
boiled
peanuts,
peanuts.
and yeah, you can get merch. And so I got home with a little peanut butter spoon or peanut butter knife, and it's like the most efficient knife in my kitchen. It's really nice.
That is nice.
It's really nice. I highly recommend going to the peanut festival and getting yourself a peanut butter spreader.
Yeah, Dothan's not that far from Tallahassee, is it?
No.
No, that's you're
And
close.
They got fair rides and the fair food, everything peanut themed.
Now I will. It's boiled peanuts to most of us. In the South, you'll hear it boiled peanuts.
Wow, peanut.
Love boiled peanuts. Love boiled
And
peanuts.
they are on. It is one of those things that if you see a sign on the side of the road that says boiled peanuts,
You gotta stop.
you can stop, and you are going to get some good peanuts.
There's a place near where my mom lives, and now that you're talking about this, I'm gonna have her bring me up some from New
Ooh,
York,
Good, you should.
because I don't get those very often.
Yeah.
Oh, look, this is the giant peanut. Every year, National Peanut
Gotta love
Festival.
it. The peanut, it's such Americana.
It is.
This weekend's a mango fest in Guam.
Ooh.
It's
Ooh.
huge, everything mango.
Man, I love mangoes. In Florida, had some friends with mango trees.
That's when you know
So
you've made it.
good.
You have your own like fruit trees in your yard.
Yeah, well, I got the report from my wife that, yeah, the pears are coming in. The apples are looking good.
Ooh.
I'm excited.
It's avocado and mango season for us, and our avocados are huge and creamy.
Do you do a mango chutney or salsa? Those are pretty good.
Yeah, those are pretty good. I have
Yeah.
made that a couple of times. I'm quite particular to the green mangoes, where
Like they're not super ripe yet?
no, they're not ripe. They're small enough that you can cut through the pit,
Oh, okay.
and you cut it up and you pickle it. And actually, we do have some on the ship. If you haven't gotten a chance to try it, I brought some.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it pickled?
it's pickled.
Pickled mango.
We brought some out at dinner the other night.
I
I
might
think
have
we
missed
still
it.
have one more bag.
Wow. Is it salty? Pickled, salty?
It is a little salty.
And do you
And
get the sweetness?
It's a little pica. No, they're more
Right, because
sour.
they're sour because they're not
yeah,
ripe.
they're
Oh, wow.
sour, and they're pica, a little bit spicy.
Oh, I
The
like
ones that I brought aren't too bad.
Okay.
But yeah. They're crunchy and delicious.
I've been really just wanting like a pickle, like a salty like dill pickle. Maybe it's the ocean. I don't know.
Can we confirm Bill said just go to waypoint 2?
Yes. Because waypoint 1 looks like it was just a landing
It was
site.
a landing zone and then an approach onto waypoint 2, which is the big mound, or the big
Yes.
chimney, the
So-
tower mound.
Yes,
Tower, two
hypothetically,
towers.
we're heading to 2 tower chimneys
Yep.
that are about 16 meters high.
Yeah. We'll have to do another measurement to see their heights.
Yeah.
See if they change. That's exciting.
With some pretty high temperatures the
Oh, yeah.
last time they were there, between 280 and 350 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I'm excited for this.
High
We
temperature.
just had a little bit of a detour.
Just a little detour.
Just gonna mosey our way back over. Slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah, we're just, we've got a lot of current and wind speed, so the ship is trying to put in an effort of a full knot, but our speed over ground is 0.2 right now, so it might seem like we're, we are moving kind of slowly, but it's not without effort to get to waypoint 2 fast.
It's really interesting because the Hercules time to target on my screen varies between 11 and 53 minutes.
Yeah.
It keeps going all over.
It's a little inaccurate. The speed change is inconsistent. Our speed over ground goes from 0.6 to 0.2 and trying to get us to waypoint 2.
So how long do you think we have? Like 45 minutes still?
I can't even say a number. I
Okay,
really can't.
It's okay.
I'm just freeballing right now.
Just doing your
Just,
job.
It's
We'll
kind
be
of up
there
to the
when we get
currents.
there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
We're not there yet. No.
You may mute, Jeff.
Close. I
Shadow-
spy with my
shadow
little
muted.
eye
Shadow
something that
mute.
is blue. Something that is blue.
I like the color blue.
So some people are saying they're sad
Don't
this
do
cruise is coming to an end. Will any of the crew be back for the next expedition? Is anyone on our team here for the next expedition?
Any stowaways?
I am not.
No, I think we're a full switchover.
No, I think the front row is all changing out, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
not
coming
gonna be
back later
here.
in the season, though.
Oh, okay. Which one?
Marshall and Wake, but Wake is a mapping only
Wake is a
expedition,
mapping one.
so Marshall, I'll be back in the navigating seat.
Awesome.
Yay.
Yay.
To people who are asking, yes, we are aware that the oxygen saturation and O2 concentration aren't working.
Oh, those aren't accurate?
No.
1,766%?
That's a lot of oxygen.
That's a lot. Hercules is at 3,125 meters, and it's a little bit below 2 degrees Celsius right now.
Those are accurate.
Those are accurate.
Oxygen saturation, no. And it's a known issue that the ROV engineers have been working on intermittently. It's the first expedition of the season, figuring out little fixes.
Bad sensor.
Bad sensor.
Probably won't be fixed until the next trip.
Are we going down to the seafloor?
Not right yet. We'll come
Okay.
down to 3,200.
3,200, roger.
That's unsafe. Waypoint 2 is at 3,292 of depth.
Okay.
The whole area is
Roger.
really flat
Roger.
except for the chimneys. So
Should be easy to spot.
yeah.
You know, the last shift said that they were handing it over to us already, and they served it on a platter. So I think we're going to be doing that to the next group.
Yeah, baby.
That's why Bill's here.
why
He's
Bill's
ready
here.
to pounce.
4 to
He's gonna
8.
take my watch lead seat, where he no longer has to be the puppet master from over there.
Yeah, it's only 2. Got a couple of hours. Might get some, knock on wood, might get something done.
If I see
Yeah.
a vent, I will be a happy
We're pretty far out.
girly.
Yes, that would be amazing.
That's all I
It
need.
might take a long.
So someone just asked if we're moving at point 2, why not just go down to the bottom and transit like normally? We are not doing that because it would take too long, and we were pretty far off of our waypoint due to some previous technicalities. So we will go back down when we are close to waypoint 2.
Which should be 10 or 15 minutes probably. Yeah, so the ship is more or less where we want to go, but the Atalanta and Hercules we're being towed behind the ship, so we have to wait for them to catch up and for the cable to swing down below the ship, so that'll take about 10 minutes or so. Then they'll be on the seafloor.
Yeah.
And then we'll be headed to our first black smoker chimney, see how it looks.
Someone says that Bill is going to be mainlining coffee by the end of this dive. He does?
Had a lot this morning, so
Where you work in
doing okay.
The that one Nemo Lounge, you're right next to the coffee.
Yeah.
You got the good coffee back there.
Automatic coffee maker.
Espresso machine.
Very fancy.
Bill and I use it a lot.
Yeah, so does everybody.
Everyone
we get a
uses
lot
it
of
now.
visitors up there.
I come in there every once in a while.
It's been fun to see the people discover it.
Maybe
and
just hold them there.
They start coming all the time to the back.
Yeah.
It's not at first. They didn't know about it.
Well, the first time I'm like, you guys know there's an espresso maker, and all of us got up and started to move, and Brenna's like, that does not look good. Where are all you guys going? And then
I led the way.
Sierra found the secret to it.
What's the secret?
I did. The milk frother.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
That's too complicated for me.
She knows where to get it.
I know who to ask.
Yeah.
I've only used it twice because I don't want to bug anybody, but also I really don't need that much espresso, like midday. I will not sleep. I have a low caffeine tolerance in the afternoon. I can't have too much caffeine past like 2 or 3 or I can't sleep.
I think Bill, Jeff, and I still have some soda caffeine left. We've rationed it all. How are you doing on yours, Bill?
They're almost out,
I think
aren't
we're
they?
pretty much done.
Oh, you're done?
I think maybe there's one left.
What about you, Jeff?
Well, mine were in the refrigerator with Bill and I were sharing a 12-pack that is, I think, is there maybe one or none left?
I think one the last time I looked.
One left.
Yeah.
Although I hear there's some ginger ales that are on the
I
market.
did say I would give some ginger ales.
You should not give. You should. They're for sale.
For sale?
Or barter.
How much are you going to pay me
or for trade.
I'll give you a cookie.
A cookie from the lounge.
I still have like 6 Diet Dr. Peppers and 2 Monsters left. I've done pretty good at rationing.
Rationing, yeah.
Yeah, do you save the energy drink for when you have a late night interaction?
Yeah, those interactions sometimes in the middle of the night can be rough, but
I would trade my ginger ale for some gummy candy if anybody has any on the boat.
oh, I have gummies,
One ginger ale.
including mango habanero.
Oh,
They're really good.
I want some like gummy worms or gummy bears. I should have packed some.
I have some.
Woo! Me and Mara are gonna trade.
I only have like 6 or 7 left though, like actual gummies. So
Okay.
I don't know how worth it it'll be.
I'll just take one and then you can have a sip of some ginger ale.
I think I have some cherry ones and some sour apple and blue raspberry.
Ooh, I like blue raspberry.
I have quite a few packets left. I think I rationed them out too well.
I think
Got
I
a week left.
Yeah,
They did refill the ramen.
I did see that. We got more ramen. I have some dried mangoes that I haven't really eaten much of. And a lot of espresso. I have like a bunch of instant coffee. I might just leave that though, and then people can enjoy. What do you? Gummy, okay, yeah, you can borrow some of my
Oh, but
instant
ginger
espresso.
ale isn't caffeine.
No.
No, the instant espresso, yeah.
Oh, okay,
I
instant
have,
espresso.
Yeah, the blonde Nescafe golden espresso.
Those are nice. Those are good.
They're really good. They're a little bit more lighter in flavor than the typical instant coffee.
it's something I started doing when I was traveling a lot more was you can get some high end of the instant espresso or instant coffees because when you're going to hotels, you is really hit or miss
Yes.
on getting a good cup of coffee.
Mm.
But